Concept 2, identifying congruence transformations. So identifying that something is a congruence transformation overall, I think, is more straightforward than identifying a similarity transformation, because the shape has to remain the same and the size has to remain the same. Okay? For a congruence transformation, it is moving location and moving orientation, so turning. However, because there's 3 different types of congruence transformation, it can be more difficult to identify the specific kind of congruence transformation. Okay? Now, if I have these two as my 2 figures, and I'm trying to determine if this is a congruence transformation, so going from this box or rectangle to this rectangle, all right, I'm going to look and I'm going to identify the size of it. All right, so this is going to be a 2 by 4, and that changes to a 3 by 4 or a 4 by 3, depending on how you're looking at it. So the size changes, the shape even changed, so this is definitely not a congruence transformation. Okay? Now, sometimes you won't have them on, have your figures on graph paper. Sometimes it'll be done mathematically. Okay, you'll be just going from coordinates. And let's go ahead and spread these out a little bit. Okay, so if these are my coordinates, I go from A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime, and D to D prime. What I'm looking for are numbers that are the same. Okay, if I can find numbers that are the same or opposite, then I'm going to know that my values are, or that I've gone through a rotation or a reflection. Okay, because a rotation and a reflection maintain those same numbers. Okay, it might move them, it might change the sign, but the number stays the same. All right, so if I look at this, I have 3, 6 on my original A coordinate, and it changes to negative 6, 3. Well, I've got the 6 and I've got the 3 still. My B goes from 5, 6 to negative 6, 5. Again, I've still got those same numbers. 5, 2 to negative 2, 5. 3, 2 to negative 2, 3. So my numbers, even though my values are switching and my sign is changing, my numbers are staying the same. Okay? So that is a real strong indication that this is going to be either a rotation or a reflection. Okay? Now, a reflection does not change, it does not swap the x and y coordinate. Okay? So if I have a 6 over here for my y value, I should expect to have a 6 over here for my x value, or a negative 6. Okay? Because I don't have that, I know this is not going to be a reflection. Okay? Reflection only changes the sign. All right? When you have your values swapped and a sign changes, that is going to be a 90-degree rotation, either to the clockwise or to the counterclockwise. Okay? An easy way to tell if you've identified that, yeah, this is probably a 90-degree rotation, and you can't remember exactly how a 90-degree rotation changes your values, is to go back to your graph. Okay, let's move this back up here. All right, so here's my graph. This is my original rectangle. Okay, if A starts at 3, 6 and it goes to negative 6, 3, okay, 3, 6 becomes negative 6, 3. Okay, well, what kind of a rotation is that? Clockwise would be going this way, so this has to be a counterclockwise rotation by 90 degrees. All right? So I've talked about two of the three kinds of transformations where you have your values, the numbers stay the same. The sign might change. They might flip X and Y, but the values stay the same. The third one is translation. Remember, that's a slide. That's where you would slide your shape, okay, vertically and horizontally. All right. In that case, you're going to be looking for an increase or decrease of all of your X values to be the same. Right? So if and your Y values to be the same. So if my figure started here, okay, and let's say it came down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll say it came down 6. Okay? I would expect all of my Y values to come down 6 as well. All right? The 6, A and B, would become 0. These 2's would become -4. All right? And then an increase of, say, 3 for my X value, I would expect this A, which was at 3, to now be at 6. Okay? This B, which was at 5, to now be at 8. All right? So that's how you're going to identify a translation. All right? Translation is a increase in or decrease of all of your X values by the same amount and all of your Y values by the same amount. With rotation and reflection, we were looking for those same numbers, but possibly with the sign reversed or being flipped. Okay? That's how you'll recognize a congruent transformation. Okay? Shape stays the same, size stays the same.